All right, One Piece chapter 1165 spoilers are out, okay? The title is Reverberation, all right? And right now the cover story is a requests. We don't care about requests, okay? If you're not showing me NL, we don't care. But nevertheless, it's Law and Beppo using Zeus as a sleeping pillow. Okay, hold on. Let's move on to the chapter, all right? Shiki declares that this is the end of the Rocks Pirates. We still see the remaining members of the Rocks Pirates, with Gonzui still alive, going their separate ways. So, Shiki apparently can just claim this, call this out. You know, it's one of those situations where I think maybe he's seeing something going on with Rocks, and he's like, you know what, this is something we just might as well rip the Band-Aid off now, go our separate ways. Unless he's like, through this whole flashback, right, having this really big leadership quarrel of like whether or not they should, you know, just disband or keep together. Shiki apparently has the authority to do this, though. He's like one of the stronger ones, so I can see this happening, you know, him being like a core member, leaving, and then just kind of fractionalizing the whole party. Anyway, Garp and Roger tell that their crew and soldiers that they will come back. Then they join forces to face Zebek in an epic battle that spans several pages. So we got it. We're not getting a off-screen or something just, you know, one panel here, one panel there, and then it's over, right? They're really going into this. And what's kind of interesting is that they're telling everyone just to leave. You know, I'm not sure if this is like a, you know, believe in me, I have faith in me, you know, take off men kind of moment, or it's just like, hey, you're not going to want to get caught up in this because you're going to get smoked, right? Like, this fool's going to smoke you, so just leave. But nevertheless, it does prove what Sengoku told us way back when, that Garp and Roger did team up to defeat Rocks. That now is true. And when the panels come out, I am like super pumped for this because this is going to be insane. The animation is going to go crazy with this. Okay, so Kaido and Linlin are talking. She tells him that he has a lifetime debt to her, then parts ways. This is funny, man, because Kaido is a deviant, dude. Like, the way he just straight up swooped that fruit and clocked her and then left, right? And, you know, this kind of comes full circle in Wano, the way that they, you know, they team up and they have this huge party together. But Big Mom's being petty here. I mean, like, she literally was going around whooping on slaves to get the fruit, right? And they're both pirates. So, in a way, they kind of have a justification for it, you know? But, I do find this funny how, like, this was Linlin's way of saying, like, you know, I'm mad at you, I'm not going to forgive you, but peace out, I'm really not going to, like, do anything about it, you know, because this could have been a situation where if she seriously had beef, they could have fought over this, right? It could have been crazy. Whitebeard meets a man named Polo Graham, who seems to be Marco's father. He's a fan of Whitebeard and asked to join forces with him. So we saw this a little while ago. It looked like Marco was like fighting there, but he wouldn't have been born yet. Like, it wouldn't have made sense with the timeline and everything. But it's funny how his name's Marco and his dad's name is Polo. Like, that's just another hint at Oda's humor, right? That's just another knock on that. But what I find really interesting is that Whitebeard is actually, like, really popular, right? He's pretty much has a fandom, and it does kind of play into the fact that Whitebeard's empire, the Yonko, they respected him, they appreciated him, and he was very much so like that protector, that good found ruler that watched over him. He wasn't tyrannical. He wasn't there to get you, you know, like, through his youth to his middle age to the end of his life. He was very kind and nurturing. And it's funny that, you know, people would seek that out. And he already has, like, this big reputation right now, you know. So, Imu gives the order to destroy and erase everything on God Valley. All right, so there it is. This is like a Buster Call situation. Like, this is mega ultra Buster Call. Because, you know, God Valley it just doesn't exist anymore. And this might be a chance where we might see Uranus, because it has yet to be confirmed. We're speculating a lot about whether or not in Lelucia this was the ancient weapon being used, or, you know, just a modern day weapon made out of the Mother Flame. But this is going to be a fascinating way, and we might see you know, that La Lucia super weapon come out, or they finally kind of just drop Uranus, because they haven't done that yet. Like, this is the last ancient weapon we have yet to see. We know what Poseidon is, you know, it's Shirahoshi, and we know what Pluton is. Frankie has it, and it's a ship, right? We don't know what Uranus is, right? It's kind of probably the trifecta of land, earth, and sea. Like, this could be land, earth, and sea, sky, earth, and sea. And this would probably be that sky aspect of it. Okay, so Bex conquers Haki, is incredibly strong. So Garp and Roger decides to unleash all of their Haki in one combined attack against him. I mean, you're looking at Rox in this giant demonic form with these wings coming out of his black coat. It's freaky, dude. It's genuinely really wild. But this meme just says it all, because I don't think Garp and Roger are intimidated. I really think in the hearts of hearts they saw themselves as equal. I don't think they had moments where they like got gotted by Rox, you know. Garp for sure, I don't think. And Roger being, you know, he's getting kind of under a lot of scrutiny since this flashback, because he just looks like a boob. Like, he doesn't look the best in this flashback. So people are kind of downplaying him, you know, saying his Haki's not good, saying he's not as strong, saying Rox is just that much better. And this might be a good moment to show that, you know, he's not, you know, he's not a lame, he's not a nerd. He's really kind of still that dude that we know. Obviously, he has room for a lot of improvement probably after this arc when he finally gets the official title of King, Pirate King. But right now, they're, you know, they're locked in. The chapter ends with Garp and Roger launching their attacks on Xebec in an epic panel. Garp's move resembles Luffy's Elephant Gatling, while Roger channels his Haki through his sword. They ultimately defeat Xebec as the dark evil energy seeps out of his body. Is this a defeat, like, resulting in him not being alive? You know, well, he did ask for it. This could be a situation like that, but what I'm leaning towards is how like in Egghead, right? When that robot, I forgot his name. Oh, it's gonna bother me. He had that Haki knot from Joy Boy, right? And when he undid it, the Haki dispersed and it sent back the Emmett. The robot's name was Emmett. I had to look that up. Sorry. But when Joy Boy tied that Haki knot in it and released it, it sent back all the others, right? They were all summoned there, sent them back. I'm thinking that Roger and Garp's Haki did the same thing. Like, obviously, we'll know if the attack penetrated him and did actually get him and, you know, killed him. But I think that Haki could be enough between the two to maybe, because this is a stretch. Is Garp's and Roger's Haki combined as strong as Joy Boy's? Like, this is the area we're getting towards, and I don't think so. But, you know, just because I think Joy Boy's him, like, he is that level. But, you know, it might be enough to basically kick out Emu. Maybe, like, it's a situation where Emu, right, isn't entirely funneling all of his power through Rox. Like, if he was just focusing all of his might and his power into Rox, then maybe it wouldn't have worked. Maybe that Haki shock wouldn't have been as effective. But since maybe he's like spread out, they did it enough to where they cut it off from him. That's kind of like the way my brain's processing it right now. But we shall see. I hope this isn't the last of Rox. I hope that we see him maybe, you know, wake up at the end. Like in the next chapter, we see him breathing, but he was asking for them to do this, and I do think that's a kill shot. Like, it might be a kill shot here. But Garp looking like Luffy's Elephant Gatling, I think is crazy, because this is Haki. This is pure Haki. No devil fruit, just Haki. Just haymakers, boom, boom, boom. And Roger channeling all of his Haki into his swords, also very interesting, because it's not a hit, it's not a kick, it's not a fist, it's a sword slash. Right, so this is going into some Zoro Mihawk territory, and potentially Shanks. Obviously, Shanks mimicked his craft off of Roger, right? But crazy. I cannot wait for the full panel to come out, the full spoilers to come out. But anyway, like the video. Tell me what you guys think. Hey, and there's a break next week. RIP.